Previously, in Session 15.
Rosemary was set up to go to the spot in the dump that we hoped we might find Mr. Basement's ashes, with the scientists and the machine. We'd been prepared for the possibility that her defense might raise the wrong person or multiple people, but we hadn't counted on 6. So the scientists took off with their little zombie army in pursuit, and they managed to get to the police station. And once the zombies got close enough, the scientists turned off the machine and the zombies all collapsed on the steps.
Sounds like it went off as well as could be expected.
How was the scrapbooking retreat?
Scrapbooking?
Your retreat, by the way.
Oh my god, right, scrapbooking.
Anything happened that I should know about?
My goodness, I almost forgot.
I did too. Wow, that's never happened before.
I went out for an early morning run on Sunday, and when I rounded the corner, this tiny park ranger just stepped out onto the path. And at first I thought he was just naturally tiny, but the way he was raging made me a little suspicious. So I asked him, what he'd been up to, what he thought he was going to do, and he shouted, "Nothing! I just wanted to talk! Can't a man talk to a good-looking young woman anymore?" And that's when I realized I must have smalled him without even seeing him.
It happened to me out there by the lake as well.
There were 2 predators next to this lake. My God, where did you all go?
Predator Lake. Do you think maybe that was a mistake?
I don't think this group is ready to graduate.
Recorded live at Jalopy Theatre in Brooklyn. Messenger Theater Company presents The Defense. This is Session 16.
Kacey, you won't believe it.
What?
We spotted someone using their defense for the first time while we were having pancakes.
What? No way!
It was amazing.
Just out in the parking lot in front of the diner.
Yeah, we were all just gawping.
What happened?
She was just walking by and he must have called out the window of his truck.
It must have been bad because she stopped to look at him.
She looked so confused.
Then she just kept moving.
Exactly what I would have done, by the way.
Me too.
And then he opened his door.
I started getting nervous.
I started to wonder if any of us had a defense that could work at that kind of distance.
And then he slammed the door shut and she startled and turned back to look at him.
And when she did, he started to rise up into the air like a balloon.
A loud and squirmy balloon.
He was shouting as he rose up.
And he kept going and going.
I was sort of waiting for him to be slammed back down to the ground, but he just kept floating up.
Getting smaller and smaller.
And not because of you.
No, he was just getting further and further away until he disappeared.
Just vanished into the sky.
And she was just standing there, sort of coming to, looking lost.
And that's when Lori ran out and brought her in.
That's amazing. Do you have a new member of the Pancake Posse now?
Well, that's what we wanted to ask you about because, we explained what had happened to her and we tried to answer her questions, but it just seemed like maybe we should refer her to a starting group.
Yeah, it's like we're sort of complete and she's gonna need so much.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe one of you wants to lead a startup group and here's your first member.
Oh boy.
You see how it begins?
I do.
And forgive me if I'm wrong about this, but Lori, I think you may be the one to lead it.
But I'm the youngest and the least experienced.
That makes you closer to the new ones, and I think you have a taste for it. Am I wrong, gang?
Totally agree.
You were made for it, Lori.
You were the one to go get her. You were the one who explained things.
Mm-hmm.
You gave her your number. You're already doing it.
Wow.
We'll get you organized in a flash, don't you worry.
My own group? When?
We're looking at having graduation next week at this time, and you could start your group the week after if we can get you in for an orientation sometime in between.
So by 2 weeks from now, I could be running a group.
You could.
I don't know how to run a group.
Oh my God, Lori, you totally do.
Yeah, we've all seen you pretty much channel Kacey on a regular basis.
You're natural.
I think so too. And guess what? We'll mentor you in mentoring. We'll give you that initial orientation I mentioned, and then you'll either meet with me or another mentor every so often just to see how it's going. And then there's your group of origin.
We can give you advice, right, Kacey?
Exactly. If something comes up in your new group you don't know how to handle, you can take it to your group of origin.
Pancake Posse will solve it.
Or at least try real hard to solve it.
Yeah, and if we can't solve it, just go to Kacey.
Exactly. Oh, does next week work for everyone for graduation?
Of course.
So soon?
That would make this our last group.
It would, officially, sure. But keep in mind that I can join you anytime you need me. I'm still your group's mentor, and anything you need, I am here for. We just won't officially meet in this basement anymore.
We took on Mr. Basement and now we're out of the basement ourselves.
And speaking of Mr. Basement, I've been aching to tell you all, but I wanted to wait until we were all together here. They've ID'd his remains.
That's amazing.
That was super fast.
Yeah, my Mona Lisa tells me that it usually takes them months to run this kind of data. But since it was all so weird, they put a rush on it, and one of them was Mr. Basement.
Hot damn.
The girls have been notified, and that case is closed with the capital close, which of course makes the cops happy.
Holy heroes. Excellent work, gang.
Extra thanks to you and to Rosemarie and the scientific team.
Holy heroes.
Do we know about any of the others? Were they defense guys too?
I mean, we can't know that, and certainly Mona Lisa doesn't have the slightest idea, but at least one of them matches the DNA of a most wanted guy. So I would guess that's a yes. He probably was a guy who met with the woman with the defense.
Amazing.
Yeah. The police station is all aflutter, and of course, they're dying to know how these guys ended up on their doorstep.
Is that dangerous?
Probably not. They may be curious, but they also are fundamentally lazy, and no one is out there demanding the mystery be solved.
They haven't opened any cases on the dump bodies?
They have no reason to assume anything unusual happened to them.
Except that they walked onto their steps and delivered themselves there.
Yes, except that. But as they're a couple of predators and a handful of mysteries, not murder victims with families bugging them, they're not interested in making themselves more work.
Thank you, Lord, for lazy cops.
It is a real gift.
The science team is going to be thrilled to hear this news after their experiment. They're hard at work trying to figure out what they're going to attempt next. They'll be at your graduation, and I know they're going to want to talk with you about what they see as your gifts.
The defense?
Yeah, I suspect they may want to recruit you for subsequent missions, now that we do that.
Wow.
Yeah, you don't have to decide right away. They're just going to ask if they can contact you about possible experiments for the future.
It's a whole new world of gifts.
It is, indeed. As this is our last official meeting, is there anything anyone wants or needs to discuss?
How challenged I am by this being our last official meeting?
Oh, I hear you. But just remember that we'll see each other next week. It'll simply be in a different location. And if you want, we can go ahead and schedule an unofficial get-together for after that, just so you know what's happening.
That might be just the thing. Can we take you for pancakes the week after graduation?
Absolutely. Maybe in the evening after Lori's possible new groove. That way we can talk about it afterwards if you want to.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that would be great.
I'm in.
I am too.
I feel better already.
I'm so glad. Does anyone else have anything?
No.
And that is why you're graduating next week.
This is crazy.
Crazier than when the defense first entered your life?
No, not even close.
It's all relative, huh?
No kidding.
Well, if no one has anything else they need to discuss, do we?
Nope.
No.
All good.
Still no.
Then, I declare this chapter of the Defense Support League officially closed. We will mark this moment next week at your graduation and celebrate with pancakes thereafter. Shall we do one last official affirmation?
Affirm us.
One last time.
I am safe, but I'm not safe for everyone.
The Defense is a production of Messenger Theatre Company. It is performed by Marcella Adams as Leila, Amber Jessie as Mari, Cosmic Kitty as Bria, Kristen Vaughan as Kacey, and Toni Watterson as Lori. The writer-director is Emily Rainbow Davis. Sound design by Matt Powell. Sound engineering by Daniel Massey. Sound assistance by Angela Santillo. Stage management by Ella Lieberman. The producer is Melvin Yen. The defense theme is by Scott Ethier. I'm Jacki Jing. I'm safe, but I'm not safe for everyone.
Hi, this is Emily Rainbow Davis. I am the artistic director of Messenger Theatre Company and the writer and director of The Defense. Thank you so much for listening to the show and for listening all the way through here to the end. I just wanted to pop in here to say thank you for listening. We're so glad to have had your ears on this show. It means the world to all of us. And I also just wanted to invite you to join our mailing list so we can let you know about any future projects. That is at our website, messengertheatreco.org. If you just go to contact, you can sign up for our mailing list. Or you could also just send us a message on any social media platform that we're on, which is, I think, most of them. And just shoot us your email and I'll add you. So any old way you would like, we would love to let you know future developments of this show, perhaps, or our other show, The Dragoning, or our theatrical productions. So please do join our mailing list however you would like. Also follow us on all the social media, the Facebook, the Twitter, the whatever. Just wherever you can find us, please do follow. Also, we are a nonprofit, and we do need money to make these things. So if you would like to help us in that endeavor, that would be amazing and very meaningful to all of us. If you would like to donate, we have multiple ways of doing that. If you go to support on our website, you will find many a link. But just off the top of my head, we've got Ko-fi, we've got PayPal, we have GuideStar. Any of those will get to us. You could write us a check. Many options. So we appreciate any and all donations that you might be able to provide for this show and for any subsequent shows. Our generous donors are the reason we can keep bringing people anything. So thank you so much. If you can help us out, that'd be amazing. Meanwhile, thank you again for joining us on this journey with the defense, and we hope to be back in your ears again sometime soon. I'm safe, but I'm not safe for everyone.